coming. Now it hope, now it peace. False prophet talk smooth, but the righteous burn hotter. Let's bring the heat. Did that 2 Peter 5, true never tired, element melt, world in the pot. He coming back, not sweet but dire. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous ride, wicked expire. Oh, yeah. Did that 2 Peter 5. They so.
Remember what those guys in purple were preaching about in 2 Peter? It's happening. What? Send out the men, hurry!
Time. We need to get ready. This is what we trained for. Stay sharp.
World in the pot. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous rise, wicked expire. Oh yeah, it's that 2 Peter fire. They love pleasure more than faith. Mock the truth but can't escape. They walking after lust and hate. I full of sin, that's their fate. Why the judge man suffer, stand tall. We wait on new heaven, new earth that call. Element burns, fall. Prophecy real, no myth at all. Every word revealed by flame. No more shame, no more game. The day of the Lord, judgment reign. Ain't no peace with them that profane. So I move clean, watch and pray. Keep my sword sharp every day. The world pass, but you gon' stay. He coming back with fire slay. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Does that 2 Peter 5, truth never die. Element world in a pot. He coming back, not sweet but dire. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous rise, wicked expire. This that 2 Peter 5. Righteous and reign. New heaven, new earth. The wicked had their seed. New heaven, new earth. Now the kingdom burns clean. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High, as it says. Them false teachers talk. That's what it says in the songs. Them false teachers talk. All praises be to the Most High. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, peace and blessings. Let's give all praises to the Most High, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life, our Father Yahweh, and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Once again, shalom, peace and blessings to all of the Akim out there, the Akwatyam, the brothers and sisters scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. I say shalom. Please do the ministry a favor. Please do the ministry a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you can be notified when we go live. Also hit that thumbs up. And if it's in your heart, mind, and soul, please share it with someone. If you believe that this message is edifying, please share. So we got a good one on our hands today. You can see the backdrop. You can see the title. They lied to us. What we going to get into? What we going to get in today? You know, they lied to you. So as always, you know me, let's go where we always are. in the very holy Bible that people say that they believe in. Let's get into the message today from on high. Once again, all praises be to the Most High Yahweh, our Father. Man, we just can't say that enough, that he has given us life. Let's get into these scriptures. Open your Bibles up, please. If you have your Bibles, tablets, computers. If you don't, you can look at it on the screen. Turn with me to Acts. We're going to go to Acts chapter 7 real quick. Acts 7. The water for everybody being here, who's ever here, all of the Akim, the Aquatyum, brothers and sisters, the water for being here, all praises that the Most High gave us another day to praise his Quadash name in this earth that we live in. I'm going to go to Acts 7, and I'm going to start at verse 31. Acts 7, I'm going to start at verse 31. It says, and when Moses saw it, he wondered at the sight. And as he drew near to it, or drew near to behold it, the voice of the Adon, the master, came unto him, saying, I am the Most High of thy fathers. So if you don't know what it's talking about, it's speaking about when Moses saw the burning bush. That's what it's going into. Who is giving this account? Stephen. If you never read Acts chapter 7, I would encourage you to go back, start from verse 1, and read all the way down to the end of the chapter. But for those who have read it and those who know, this is Stephen, the one who got stoned, giving an account about what Moses went through when he was dealing with the burning bush. And now that he's approaching the burning bush to behold it, that voice is coming out of the burning bush, and it says that he is the what? Power of thy fathers. The power of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Hey, you know what? Let me see if I can pull that real quick. What is that? Acts 17 and 32. Acts 17 and 32. I have found something the other day, and I was going to share it. Let me see. Okay, let me stop sharing that real quick. Let me share this real quick. Let me see if I can share this on the screen. For those that are interested, I have found this the other day, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Even though it uses the vowel system, and we don't use the vowel system, but for those who are interested, it's showing on the screen now. And I went down, and look at this, brothers and sisters. When I went down, it got all of the from Genesis all the way to 2 Chronicles, and then it has the new covenant. But where was we at? We was in the book of Acts, chapter 7, and we was at what verse? Let me see what verse we was at. We was at verse 32. Watch this. We're gonna go down, and we're gonna go to verse 32. Now, like I say, this is for only those that are interested in this, right? If you haven't got this far in your studies and everything, and you're not interested, then this is not for you. But for those that are interested, for those that are into the Hebrew and wonder why I say certain things that I say, this is a great tool that I stumbled across. Like I say, they still use the vowel system, but at least they are using the son's name and the father's name in the Paleo Hebrew right here. And this is the same verse, right? Acts 7 and 32. But look how it reads here. When he says, I am who? Yahweh, the Elohayim. That's why I say Elohayim. I know people say in modern Hebrew, they say Elohim. But the reason I say Elohayim, because look how it is spelled right here. If you know the Paleo Hebrew, you can see it right here. This is the A. This is the L, right? I mean, you can see that it's beautiful. Right? You can see it right here. And then it also has the name. Like I said, they're using the vowel system. So it says Avram, right? But I just stumbled across this, but I thought it was cool just to show. Like, and even in verse 33, how it says, then said the master, Yahweh to him, take off your sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is what? A Kodash. Of course, you will see it in the regular text. It will say holy, but it's a Kodash ground, right? So I just thought that that was cool. And it goes all the way, brothers and sisters, to let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, goodness gracious, it's not even showing it. Let me see. I'm sorry, I've been talking. Let me stop sharing that. Let me show you. Let me go over here and show you. Shalom, Sister Dorothy. I guess when you click on a chapter, it actually goes to it. Okay, now you guys can see it. Goodness gracious. All that time I was explaining, you couldn't even see it. Let me make sure you can see it now. Khan. Sister Dorothy said, Shalom, Mashkapa. She said, what's that? Just I see a keyboard. Khan. I didn't know, Sister Dorothy. I didn't know, because when you click on it, the chapter, it actually takes you to like another window. So you got to go and open up that window. But now you can kind of see it on the screen. Like I said, I kind of stumbled on this the other day, going through studies and just going through different things. And this is kind of popped up. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? Like I say, it still is using a vowel system, brothers and sisters, you know. And for unfortunately, we don't use the vowel, but it has the Father's name right here, you know. And I just love that right there. When I seen it, I said, wow. And even when it says that God in the regular, right here it says Elohayim. Always remember, brothers and sisters, you read Hebrew from right to left. So this is an A, that's an L. So that's how you read Hebrew. But like I say, as you go on and you just read, it's telling you like, I am Yahweh, the Elohayim of your what? Fathers. But, you know, it's saying it in Hebrew right there. And the Elohayim of what? Avram. But like I say, it's using the vowel system with the V. Right? But I just thought that was cool, because you can go all throughout the New Testament and actually see the Father's name and actually see the Son's name in the Hebrew, right? From what they have done. And even right here, you see, it's, instead of using Egypt, it says Mizraim, right? So I just thought that was kind of cool that they put the Father's actual, and this is for those who don't know and never seen it. I know it's a lot of a lot of brothers that already know this. This right here is called the Tetragrammaton. For those who don't know, right? This is what you would say the YHWH is, but it's written in Paleo Hebrew. So if you don't know Paleo Hebrew, then you wouldn't know what it actually says. But I'm telling you what it says. It says YHWH. And that's where you get the name of the Father from. So I just thought that was cool. That was like a little side note, because I when I discovered it, I was like, man, I'm going to share that with my brothers and sisters. But let's go back to the regular one. You know, what app is it? Let me show it again. Let me put it on the screen and you can pull it up, Sister Dorothy. Let me go back right here. Let me see. It's called the Welcome to the Restoration Scriptures Project. That's what it's called. Like I say, I just happened to stumble on it, and it got all kind of books, you know. Now, I'm not encouraging you to go buy these books because they look kind of expensive, $98, $187, $287, you know, but you can go online like I just did and see it right here. You know, I guess this is how one of the books look. You know, this is the Torah edition. Like I say, for those who may want it and want to see the Father's name in the book. But like I say, what I liked about it is that when you go to books, it has all the books in the first covenant, right? All of the books in the first covenant, then all of the books in the new covenant. Like I say, you get the Father's name, the Son's name, the Elohim, you know, and all the other stuff. And then it also has the books in the Apocrypha, which I thought was awesome. And you can actually see that in the Apocrypha. You can see the Father's name. All those times where it say Lord, now you can actually see the Father's name in the Apocrypha. You know, and it has some extra books as you keep going. It has, for those that have read it or may be interested, it had other books. It has the Epistle of Barnabas. It has the third Corinthians. For those who have never read 3 Corinthians or never heard of it, you have First Clement, Enoch. It also has the Septuagint and the book of Jasher, First Maccabees, Second Maccabees. So it has a lot of stuff in here. So like I say, it's up to you, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to share it. And like I say, the name of it is right there on the screen, Restoration Scripture Project, you know. And as you can see right here, it has the Father's name right there. And then it has the Son's name right here, which is why we say Yahweh Shai, right? So let's go back to the regular one. I just wanted to share that. But let's go back to the regular one. Let's go to the book of Acts. Once again, Moses drew near to behold it, right? And in verse 32, it says that I am the Elohim of thy fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, the Elohim of Jacob. Then Moses trembled and durst not behold. Then said Yahweh to him, put off thy shoes from thy feet, for the place where you standeth is holy ground, Kodash ground. 34, I have seen the affliction of my people, which is in Mizraim, Egypt, bondage, and I have heard their groaning, and I am come down to deliver them. And now I will send thee to where? Egypt. This Moses whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge? The same did Elohim send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the Malach, which appeared to him in the bush. So it's telling you in the bush that there was a Malach. There was an angel in the bush speaking these words to Moses. 36, he brought them out. After that, he had showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness for 40 years, brothers and sisters. 40 years. This is that Moses was said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall Yahweh, your power, raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear. Who is this speaking about? It's speaking about Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son, our brother, our friend, who laid down his life for us, shed his blood for us. That's who it's speaking about, that prophet that he was going to bring into the earth. Verse 38. This is he that was in the what? Church in the wilderness. Now, was it a church in the wilderness? Or did they just add that, brothers and sisters? That's a question to you. Was it a church in the wilderness? Because what we know a church is today is a building, whether it's on the corner, whether it's on some type of property, right? It got a sign out front. It say services on Wednesday. Bible study is on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Sunday service. You can come to the early service, and then you can come to the 11 o'clock service, right? And it got a name on the front of it. And then the building got all kind of designs. Some of them might have a cross in the front of it or a tree or something. You know, it just depends. But it says, this is he, this prophet that was in the church in the wilderness. with the Malach which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us. So was it a church in the wilderness? That's what I'm asking, brothers and sisters, because somebody is lying. Sister Dorothy says the water. All praises be to the Most High. Let me know if you find it. If not, I'll make sure we send it to you so you can get it if you can't find it. Somebody lying here, right? So let's get the comparative text and see what the comparative text say, right? In the comparative text, the New King James Version said the congregation in the wilderness. That's what the New King James said. Now, the New Living Translation says Moses was with our ancestors, the assembly of Elohim's people in the wilderness. Oh, that's what they're classifying as a church. The ancestors, our ancestors that was in the wilderness, that had left bondage, that had left Egypt. You're going to put a term on it and call it a church? It's not a church. It's not a church. It's an assembly of people. Matter of fact, it's not even just an assembly of people. It's the 12 tribes in the wilderness. Now, if you want to say that they're assembly, they're assembling themselves, then you could do that. But it was the 12 tribes that were in the wilderness. So for you to put on there and say that it was the church, I mean, it's almost like, how dare you? Because now people think because they go to a church that they're part of this. No, that's not true. And we're going to prove that they lied to you and they're still lying to you. So that word church has never been in the very word of the Most High. Okay. That was inserted by who? The heathens. To make people believe in what? A church. So that's why they make you feel good when you read Acts 7:38 and it says, this is he that was in the church. No. This was he that was what? With the ancestors. With the ancestors, where? In the wilderness. Verse 39, to whom our fathers would not obey. Who is he talking about? Those Israelites that did not obey, did not hearken, but thrust him from them, and their hearts turned back again to who? Egypt. But just remember this, brothers and sisters, the church, and he is what? The Most High of Abraham, of Isaac, and of who? Jacob. That's who we're talking about, right? Let's go to Romans chapter 11. Romans chapter 11. Here it is right here. Now, this is Paul. Everybody loves Paul. You can see the title, Israel's not cast away. Let's get it, brothers and sisters. I mean, wake up out there. Israel is not cast away. Don't let these people lie to you. Even Paul, out of his own mouth, he said, I say then, has the Most High cast away his people? Elohim forbid. For I also am an Israelite. And he didn't just stop there, brothers and sisters. He didn't just let you know that he was an Israelite. Why? Why was that so important? Because that congregation that we just talked about in Acts 7, as they call it, the church. No, those were Israelites that were in the wilderness. So Paul he's making a statement here, letting it be known that the Most High has not cast away his people. No, he hasn't. And he said he's making a statement, letting it be known, I also am an Israelite of the seed of who? Abraham. Of the tribe of who? Benjamin. Verse 2, the Most High have not cast away his people, which he foreknew before the earth was even created, before anybody was even put on the earth. He already knew his people. Then he goes into a greater detail, what ye know not, what the scriptures say about Elijah, how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Yahweh, they have killed thy prophets and dig down thy altars, and I am alone, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. This is what man thinks. Man was thinking he left alone. I'm the only one out here doing the work. I'm the only one out here preaching the truth. I'm the only one out here. No, you're not. You're not. You're not the only one who has the truth. You're not the last one. No. Why do we know this? The Most High says in verse 4, but what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men. While he was thinking he was the only one, that he was the last one. No, the Most High said, I have reserved. Just like when you go to a restaurant or you go somewhere and they had that little thing on the table where can't nobody sit at. Why? Because it's reserved. The Most High said he had men that are going to come into the earth, that are going to be born at certain point in times in life, and they are reserved for him to do what? Who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal or Satan. They will never bow their knee to who? Baal, Satan. He says he has 7,000 men. Verse 5, even so then at this present time, let me put it up, son. Even so then at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of what? Grace. So how you just gonna put yourself and say, oh, a church, and then you gonna say you part of the elect and you was adopted in? Man, you woo. I mean, they doing a whole lot out here, brothers and sisters, a whole lot. A whole lot. They don't went in there calling themselves the church, that they spiritual Israel now. Now they say they part of the adoption. Now they say they part of the election or they elect, and they receiving what? Grace. Somebody is lying around here. And we got to call it out. We got to let it be known that somebody is lying. I mean, this is in the New Testament, all the way from the Old to the New. Let's get this real quick. 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 22. I'm going to just go right to the meat, right? Right to the meat of it. 1 Samuel chapter 12, verse 22. I mean, this is crazy, brothers and sisters. This is really crazy. Sister Dorothy said, Revelation 22:18, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of this prophecy, of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, the Most High Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. That's in the chat, brothers and sisters. That's a sister, Aqua, putting that, letting it be known. They added this in the book. They said the church, there was no such thing ever called the church. They added that. And since they added that, that's why I played that video coming in at 2 Peter 5. That's why he coming back like that. Because they don't add it. They don't lie. And he going to get up with them for that. She also says they're going to pay dearly for changing the book and lying. All praises be to the Most High. Peace and blessings to you, Uziyah, the water for being here, the water for joining in. All praises be to the Most High. She also says, Shalom, back to you, Uziyah, Barakatah. And he says, Shalom, says Khan. They are going to pay dearly for what they did. Dearly. And this is why I say, hey, we got to be bold as a lion. So we coming out, we letting it be known. It's a lie. They lied to you. Now, if you want to believe that lie, it's up to you. 1 Samuel 12:22. For Yahweh will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because he has what? Pleased, because it have pleased. It makes him happy. Why? Because Israel is the apple of his eye. It pleases him. There's no better thing it makes him so happy to make you what? His people, brothers and sisters, to make you his people. He will never, ever, 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 ever forsake his people. As Paul says in Romans 11, had the Most High cast away his people? No, he has not. And he makes a big, bold statement, letting it be known, I am an Israelite. And I'm also from the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of who? Benjamin. Now, everybody loves to run when they think about this. They say, well, wait a minute, right? Wait a minute. Remember the covenant he made with Abraham? Let's go to that, brothers and sisters. Let's go to that. I'm glad you said that, right? I'm glad you said that. I'm a read something and then I'm gonna play something and tell me, because it's not me. I'm not crazy. I'm gonna show you on the screen. I'm gonna show you on the screen other nations of people speaking, telling us that this is not right, that they have lied to you, telling you the church has superseded or taken over Israel. And now it's the church and it's not Israel. I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you right here, Genesis 12:1. It says right here, just give me 1 second. Please don't leave, because I want to show you that video. 12:1, it says, now Yahweh has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation. This is what he promises Abram. And I will bless thee. Let's remember this, brothers and sisters. Here's the key of the whole thing, right? This is going to bust it wide open, right? Here's the whole key of the lesson right here, that they lied to you. Right here, Genesis 12. This is what everybody says today and have been saying for hundreds of years. But Abraham, he said he's going to bless all the nations. Here it is right here. He says, I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great. And thou shalt be a blessing. Verse 3, and I will bless them that bless thee. Here's the key right there. He will bless those people who bless you, Abraham. And of course, that means his descendants too, because I just read to you in Acts chapter 7, 31 on down, that he is the who? The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So everything that he made a promise with, a covenant with, everything he did, all those promises and stuff from Abraham all the way down to the 12 tribes of Israel, his descendants, those promises are included. You can read that in Romans 9:4. So right here in Genesis 12:3, it says, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And that's what they put their 2 cents on. That's what they hang everything on right here in Genesis 12:3. And they say, but he said, all the families of the earth, all the people of the earth. If Abraham, remember the covenant. We remember it. I hope you remember it. He also said, I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you. Did those other nations curse the children of Israel? I'm not going to say it out of my mouth. I'm going to show you on the screen a video. Here we go, brothers and sisters. Let me prove it. Let me show it. Let me pull it up, and I'm going to show it to you out of their own mouth. First, we're going to start with Egypt, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to show you. Let me see. I'm going to show you the one in Egypt, and then we're going to come back with the next one. Here we go. Pay close attention. Listen.
Has never been linked to the biblical story. And yet, there is a perfectly preserved wall painting here that records an ancient migration into Egypt from the area of modern Israel. As in the Bible, the scene involves bearded Semites riding donkeys and bringing their families and flocks into Egypt. Like the biblical Israelites, they are wearing multicolored tunics. The hieroglyphic inscription on this wall calls these people the Amo, God's people. Looking in the right place during the right time, we are the first to recognize a veritable snapshot of the migration of the biblical Israelites to Egypt.
Oh Lord, waiting on you. Oh Lord, waiting on you. Oh Lord, waiting on you. Can't do nothing until you come. Taking time, waiting on you. Taking time, waiting on you. Taking time.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that one. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna show you another one. Watch this. Remember what we talking about? Abraham, the covenant he made that he was going to bless the people, everything that he did with Moses, the children of Egypt when they came out, Mount Sinai, the covenant he made, the Torah that he gave. Let's get it right here. In this church that they don't push upon us, like in the book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 31 on down, how they claiming it's the church now. Now, here's a man that's going to tell you that it ain't the church. This man on the screen gonna tell you that it ain't, not me, but him. He's gonna tell you. Watch. Here we go.
Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved. That is the purpose and plan of God. There is a Christian kind of popular doctrine that I reject with all my heart, and that is that the church has replaced Israel in the promises of God. It's called supersessionism. I don't believe in that. Paul says in Romans 11.
Did you hear what he said? They lied to you and told you that the church has replaced Israel. A big, bold-faced lie, and people are believing it. He's on national TV telling you these people are lying to you. Don't believe the lie, brothers and sisters. Don't believe the lie. Here we go.
Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved. That is the purpose and plan of God. There is a Christian kind of popular doctrine that I reject with all my heart, and that is that the church has replaced Israel in the promises of God. It's called supersessionism. I don't believe in that. I think that, honestly, hate to say this, but I honestly think it is a latent form of anti-Semitism to say that. You can't tell me that God made promises in the Old Testament to his people Israel concerning his future kingdom and salvation, and that he would give them a new heart and a new spirit, and he would write his laws in their heart, and they would be saved, and he would be their king, and they would be his people, and all those.
He's going to be what? Their king. What you heard him? You heard him. You heard him. I didn't even have to say it. He said it for me. So he's telling you that these people out here are lying. And then I'm going to show this. Right? He said he's going to bless those that bless you. And I'm going to curse those that curse you. Well, let's see what happened when the children of Israel were on their way to the promised land, as we know it, the promised land, the kingdom, when they left Egypt, those 40 years. Let's just see what happened. Did those other nations, did those other families of the earth in Genesis 12:3, where the Most High said, if they bless you, I will bless them. Did that happen? Well, we read here on a quick search, it says several nations right here. Several nations. Several. Not just one, not just two, not just three, but several nations engaged in what? War. And actively what? Oppose the Israelites during their 40-year wilderness journey to the promised land. And we'll get it. Let's go to it real quick. Real quick. We'll just go to some real quick. Let's go to Exodus real quick. Let's pull that. Exodus chapter 17 is where we're going to go real quick, brothers and sisters. So we just exposing the lie, that they calling it the church and all these things. But no, right here, Exodus 17, verse 1. It says, and all the congregation of the children of who? Israel. Journey from what? The wilderness. It didn't say the church. It didn't say all of the church. No, it said all of the congregation of the children of Israel journey. Didn't say anything about a church. Nothing. Let's just jump down to verse 8 where I wanted to go. Right? As they were journeying, they were going in the wilderness, moving along, trying to make it to where? The promised land. The land that flowed with what? Milk and honey. Right? Who came out against them? It says right here, then Amalek. Then came who? Amalek. What did Amalek do? They fought against who? Israel. Everybody knows this account. If you haven't read it, if you don't know it, if you never read it, I would encourage you to go back and read it. But who came out against Israel? Amalek. This is not a blessing. In Genesis 12:3, when the Most High told Abraham, all those that bless you, I will bless thee, all the families of the earth. This is not a blessing. These people cursed Israel. They came out and fought against them. And all they were trying to do was make it to what? Their land. They wasn't trying to take Amalek's land. Verse 9, and Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men and go out and fight with who? Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of the Most High in my hand. And you guys know how that went. For those who know the story, for those who have read. So Amalek came out to fight against the children of Israel. That wasn't a blessing. That wasn't being nice to the Most High's children. No, they came out to kill us. Let's get the other one. Numbers chapter 21. Right? Here it is on the screen. Now look how good the Israelites are. Look how, as a people, look how they are. Just how we are today. It says, and Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the who? Amorites, saying, let me pass. Let me blow this up as big as I can. Look how humble they are. They send messengers to the king, and all they saying is, let us pass. Can we pass through your land? Let me highlight this part. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of your water of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. They saying, look, we're not going to touch nothing in your land. Nothing. We ain't going to drink your water. We ain't going to mess with your vineyards. We not going to do nothing. Just please, because to go around these people's land was such a long time. It just added more of a longer extent, a longer time to go all the way around. So they just asking, can we please just cut through? Because if we can cut through, this will save us so much time on this journey that we're on. And as the Most High said in Genesis 12:3, if they bless you, I will bless them. And if they curse you, I will curse them. Well, let's see what these nation of people did. After they sent messengers and said, can we please just get through here? Look how humble the Israelites was. They said, can we just go through here? We won't drink no water. We won't touch nothing. We won't go in your field. We won't do nothing. Verse 23, Salakia. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass. The king, he said, no. No, you cannot go through my land. You cannot go through his border. But Sihon, what did he do? He gathered his people together and went out against Israel into the what? Wilderness. He came out to fight. Were they trying to fight? Was Israel trying to fight, or was they just on their way to the promised land? But yet these people came out against Israel to what? To fight. It tell you right here. Fought against who? Israel. And since they came out and the Most High is with the children of Israel, just like from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what happened? Verse 24, it says that Israel smote him with the edge of the sword. Ha! And possessed the land. So now this land, it became ours. And for those who know, this is the land that became some of our brothers and sisters, the Gad, Reubenites, and half of Manasseh, because they came out against us. Wasn't even supposed to go down like this. It wasn't even supposed to happen like this at all, brothers and sisters. But this is what they did. But yet now, here, that this thing has been built, Christianity, they want to say, oh no, we're adopted in. How? How? We're part of the promises. How? We're part of the church. Oh, really? Well, let's get this in the book of Psalms. Psalms 83, right? Y'all know where I'm going. The brothers and sisters know. Yeah, this one right here is not for everybody. You know, this one ain't going to be, candy corn and, no. This is not. Let me get it in the NL. Watch this. This is Psalms chapter 83, and I'll start at verse 2. It says, don't you hear the uproar of your enemies? So the Most High Yahweh and his only begotten Son has enemies. Don't you see that their arrogant enemies are rising up? They devise crafty schemes against who? Your people. Who is his people? Israel. The power of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So you have people on this earth that are doing what? They're making crafty schemes against who? The Israelite. They conspire against your precious ones, brothers and sisters. Come, they say, let us wipe out Israel as a nation. And you might say, well, how? Whoa. You're saying wipe out Israel as a nation, but yet you have Israel today. Those are Israelis over there. They wear the little hats on their head and they dance with the little black suits and, they do all of they speak in the Yiddish and, they have been all this. Okay. If you think that that's his people, when we're reading in the Bible that nations have came together and said, we're going to wipe these people out. And then yet these people are on high. Well, really not on high because they're really evil. This is why the world is the way it is, because they own everything. They own every oil refinery. They own every gas station. They own every movie theater, everything you see on TV, everything within this system that we live in, that we receive. They own all of the grocery stores. They own all of the Walmarts. They own all of the malls. They own Amazons. They own all of the cars. They own everything. There's nothing that's here in the earth right now at this period and point in time that they do not own. And is the world doing good or is the world doing bad? Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that the world is doing bad. And if these were really the Most High people, would the world be doing bad or would the world be doing good? Because the Most High people will only stand for what? Righteousness. They will let no evil occur in the earth, or you will get punished according to the very law of the Most High that they say that they believe in. But that's not the case. So are they really the children of Israel? You have to ask yourself that. It says we will destroy the very memory of what? Its existence. These people don't know who the real Israelites are. They think of them people over there with the little black suits on and a little hat. That's what they think about. They don't really have the memory that I just showed you of the children of Israel that were going into Egypt. Those colored people, those melanated people that you seen traveling, that they painted the pictures on the wall going down into Egypt, that's documented. That memory of those people, it does not exist anymore. They have created a whole nother image, and they have given you that new image, just like they have created that image of Hamashiach Yahushua, the only begotten Son. They created that image, and they have given people that image, and people love that image. They bow down to that image, and they think that is Hamashiach Yahushua, and it's not. Well, they did the same thing with his people. In verse 5, it says, yes, this was their unanimous decision, meaning they all came together. It's not just one nation. It's a multitude of nations. So how can these multitude of nations of the family of the earth that cursed the Israelites now come and say that, oh, we're going to be adopted in? Oh, we're going to receive the promises. How? How? Oh, with the only begotten Son, he died for our sins. Wait a minute. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says the only begotten Son, he came to what? Lay down his life for those that were under the first covenant. Hebrews 9:15. Very simple. So that's a lie. They lied to you. You don't even have sin. How can you have sin and you're part of another nation that you never were given a covenant? So how can you sin against the Most High when you were never part of the covenant? Never, ever, ever. They all came to this agreement together, as it says right here in 5. They signed a what? Treaty as allies against you, brothers and sisters. They're telling you. They're telling you these people are going to come together. This is what they're going to do. They're going to create something. They're going to lie to the masses of people. But like the Most High tells us, brothers and sisters, do not be deceived. Then it goes on to name the nations of people that did these things. These Edomites, the Ishmaelites. And you say, well, who are the Ishmaelites? All those that call themselves Arabs over there. And I don't want to say Muslim because there's a lot of our brothers that's Muslims. They don't know, but they are Muslims. And Ishmael was who? The reason they're called Ishmaelites is why? Because of Ishmael, Abraham's first son. But the covenant and the promises were not given to Ishmael. So how can all of a sudden an Ishmaelite be like, oh yeah, I'm adopted in. I'm adopted in. I'm gonna receive the promises. How? If that's the case, he would have told you that it wouldn't have been Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It would have been Abraham, Ishmael, and Jacob. But that wasn't the case. The Moabites, which are the descendants of who? Lot. The Hagarites, Amorites. And here, look at these. These are the ones that I told you about earlier. Look at Amalek. So all these different nations of people that you see on the screen came together against who? The Israelites. So if you these nations of people, how are you just going to say, oh, now I'm part of the church? Really? Really? You don't inserted yourself and called it the church, huh? Sister Dorothy says Matthew 7:22, 24. Let's get that for the Sister Dorothy real quick. Matthew 7:22. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. In that day, Sister Dorothy, that's what's going to happen. Matthew 7:22. Here it is on the screen. Many people on that day will say, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils? In thy name done many wonderful works? And then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. I didn't know you Ishmaelites. I didn't know you Edomites. I didn't know you Hagarenes. I didn't know you Assyrians. I didn't know you. Why? It said, depart from me, you that work iniquity. I never knew you. You was living in lawlessness the whole time. Uzziah says these Christians are foolish, just foolish. You can't convert to a bloodline. You can't tell them that. They'll say, we're spiritual Israel. We're spiritual. Haven't you read Paul? Haven't you seen what Paul said? They bank all their stuff on Paul. Like the only begotten son means nothing. They're asserting Paul over the only begotten son. Like you said, just complete foolishness. Cons, Sister Dorothy says, they're evil. Fighting the and wicked, never to be what? Trusted. Never to be trusted. You can never trust them. But you know, some people will. Let's go to Matthew 16 real quick. Matthew chapter 16. Hey, as long as I do the due diligence and show my brothers and sisters, that's why anybody can go back to this. You can always refer to it, you know, open up your Bible, read it yourself, and you can see it is right there. Let's go down a little bit. Matthew. I'm going to go right here real quick, right? Now, this is, as we was talking about, the only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua, right? And he asked them a question in verse 15. He said unto them, but who say ye that I am? Who do people say that I am, brothers and sisters? Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Messiah, the Hamashiach, the anointed one, the Son of the living Most High, the Father. Verse 17, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, this is what Yahushua said to him, exalted, blessed, Barak art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah. For flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee. So he would have never known this through flesh and blood, but it was in the spirit, in the Rakah. But my Father, which is in the Shemayim, and I say also unto thee that thou art who? Peter. Look how they don't lie to you right here. Is that his real name? Is that his real name, brothers and sisters? People been calling on Peter for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. People been calling on Paul for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Who names are those people? There was never, ever, ever a man named Peter. There was never, ever, ever a name Paul. No man named Paul. And then they told you, upon this rock, I build my what? Church. Now, in verse 18, brothers and sisters, let's unpack this because it's a lot there. First, they telling you that his name is Peter, which is a lie. And upon this rock, I will build my church. That's a lie. Trying to make it seem like it's Peter's what? Church. This is where the birth of what came? Catholicism. This is what Catholicism stands on. This is their foundation right here in Matthew 16 and 18. Because they say Peter was the first what? He was the first bishop. He was the first pope. He was the first everything. Peter. But his name ain't even Peter. And they don't show you in here in the Greek. But we know Peter was not a Greek. He was an Israelite. So he would have had a Hebrew name. So in the Hebrew, it's called Kafah. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see. Oh no, it's gonna show. Let me see if it's. Let me go back to that thing real quick. I want to see in Matthew. Let me see if they have it right here. Matthew. Let me see if I could pull it up on that thing. Matthew 16. Let me see. I'm gonna check first. Matthew 16. Okay, Con, they do. Let me show you that ain't Peter. Let me show you that these people be lying. And here it is, so I can show you that. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, I told you earlier they use the vowel system, right? So for those who know, we do not use vowels. So for us, it would be K-A, and then the Fa would, there is no F in the Hebrew alphabet, right? So it would be P-H-A. That's why we say Kaifa, right? Ka-fa. So anyway, hopefully you can see it on the screen. Let me make sure it's sharing. Con, it is, right? Here you go. Let me just make sure everything is clear. Now, this is the same book, Matthew. Let me go back to the top and show you that it is Matthew. Already, it's just starting at the new chapter. I would have to go back to the other page and show you because when you click on it, but it says the same thing right here, right? So Matthew, I had read it earlier. You can see it right there. But now it's using the Hebrew name, like I told you earlier, when it says the son's name. Instead of that JC, it says the son name in Hebrew, right? And basically it says, and Yahushua answered and said, blessed are you, Simon Barjona, right? For flesh and what? Blood have not revealed this to you, but my Abba, which is the Father, who is in the what? Shemayim, right? Now, that's why I always say Shemayim when you see where it says heavens. But now you can clearly see why I say it. Because that's the correct way to say it. It's not heaven. It's Shemayim. And once again, here in verse 18, let me push it up, sir, right? Like I say, they're using these E's and F's and things like that. But us, they do the Paleo Hebrew and the Lashawan Quadash. We don't use that vowel system with the E and the O and we don't do that. We have one vowel, right? Which is the A. So it says right here anyway, you see it just don't say Peter though. Verse 18, and I say also to you that who? That you, Kaifa, and upon this rock I will restore my what? And then it goes into Hebrew right here, as you can see on the screen. But like I say, that's that Hebrew that what? Has the vowel system. And even when it talks about hell, right? As you can see, there has nothing with hell right here. They call it what? Gehenna. So like I say, this is a good tool if you want to use it. But anyway, I just wanted to show. Let me go back. So yeah, it's not Peter. It's not Peter. It's Kaifa, right? And it says, upon this rock I will build my church. Notice they keep slipping that in there. Church. And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Okay. Okay. If that's what you want me to believe, if that's what you want to tell me, but I know who the rock is. I know who the rock is. Who is the rock, brothers and sisters? Do you guys know who the rock is? A lot of people don't know. Why? Because they have forgot. That's what the Bible says. So when you get to the New Testament and you don't know anything about the Old Testament, you never read the Old Testament, you haven't studied the Old Testament, when you read the Old Testament, you're going to believe what they tell you and say, oh, Peter is the rock of the church. Is he? So Peter stepped in front of the Most High? Is that what you're telling me? Peter stepped in front of the Father. That's what you're telling me. When his only begotten son didn't step in front of him. But you're telling me that Peter did. Isaiah 17:10. It says, because thou hast forgotten the Most High of who? Thy salvation. The power of the Most High of thy salvation. So who gives him salvation? The Most High. And has not been mindful of who? The rock of thy strength. Who is the rock? It's the Most High. The Most High is the rock. That's the foundation. That's everything. He is the rock. If you didn't know that, so now you telling me in the New Testament that Peter is the rock. So is Peter is the rock or is the Most High the rock? Who am I supposed to believe? That now you're going to build this off of who, Peter or the Most High? Because we only supposed to look to who? The Most High. And then you telling me about a church, but it was never called a church. It was never nothing about a church. It was about who? Israel. I showed that to you. Not out of my mouth, but out of an Edomite's mouth. Let's get it right here. Deuteronomy chapter 32. Real quick. Deuteronomy 32. And we'll read this. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 32, brothers and sisters. These are not my words. I'm just reading to you what's here. But I love my brothers and sisters. And if it's been revealed to me from on high, then I'm going to show my brothers and sisters that they're lying to you about all these things. And it's not just me who knows this. I've showed you. The man got on national TV and said it. Let me show it one more time before I read this. Let me show it one more time so it can be shown that this is what he did. This man says this on national TV. Let me play it one more time, and then we'll go into the scripture that I'm about to read. Let me make sure it's sharing. It is. So I'm going to play it one more time. I'm not the only one who believes this. He's telling you right here, and this man has a big congregation, and he's telling you people are lying. Here it goes.
Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved. That is the purpose and plan of God. There is a Christian kind of popular doctrine that I reject with all my heart, and that is that the church has replaced Israel in the promises of God. It's called supersessionism. I don't believe in that. I think that, honestly, hate to say this, but I honestly think it is a latent.
Brothers and sisters, he said he doesn't believe in that the church has replaced Israel, and that's what they're teaching you. That's what they're teaching our ancestors. That's what they're teaching our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, and they're lying to the people. He's telling you on in black and white on TV, in color, that this is what's going on.
Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved. That is the purpose and plan of God. There is a Christian kind of popular doctrine that I reject with all my heart, and that is that the church has replaced Israel in the promises of God. It's called supersessionism. I don't believe in that. I think that, honestly, hate to say this, but I honestly think it is a latent form of anti-Semitism to say that. You can't tell me that God made promises in the Old Testament to his people Israel concerning his future kingdom and salvation, and that he would give them a new heart and a new spirit, and he would write his laws in their heart, and they would be saved, and he would be their king, and they would be his people, and all those kingdom prophecies.
All those kingdom prophecies, brothers and sisters. And now you want me to go to the New Testament in Matthew 16, 18, and you telling me that now you're going to build something whole entirely new through Peter in the church. And people believe that. That's what people believe, that Peter is the rock. Well, that would go against what the Most High is. That would go against the Bible. Let's read this. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 1, right? And this is what's on the screen. Give ear, brothers and sisters, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine, what did he say? My doctrine shall drop as the rain. That's why I say the ministry, the doctrine we preach, everything that comes out, whose is it? It's the Most High's. It's not even the only begotten Son's. It's not his. It's the Most High's. The Father, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life. That's whose doctrine it is. It says, it shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, because I will publish the name of Yahweh. Ascribe ye greatness unto our power. He is the rock. And I'm supposed to believe now Peter's the rock? Is that what I'm supposed to believe? And he gonna build a church? That's what I'm supposed to believe? When there was already a congregation in the wilderness? But you want me to believe he gonna build a church. And upon this, we supposed to build. No, I'm not. No. Why? Because I know who the rock is. Who is the rock? The Most High, the Ancient of Days. It says his work is perfect. For all his ways, Salakia, for all his ways are judgment. And the Most High of what? Truth. Or should I say a power of truth. And without iniquity, just and right is he. Who is it speaking about? The Father. That's who it's speaking about. Or Abba. 32 and 5. They have corrupted themselves. That's what they have done. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked what? Generation. Everybody that believe in that church, you a what? Perverse and crooked generation. You have been lied to. They lied to you. Do ye thus requite Yahweh? O foolish people and unwise. Is not he thy father that have brought thee? Have he not made thee and established thee? I mean, just read it for yourself. Just read it for yourself, brothers and sisters. Now, the church that they built, like I say, they took that, they inserted these things, talking about the church that they was going to build with Peter, and upon this rock, I'm going to build this church. And that church that they built was Catholicism, which reigned for thousands and thousands of years until Martin Luther came along in the 1500s and said, wait a minute, everything that we read in the Bible is speaking about you guys. And he broke away from Catholicism and started what? The Protestant church. And then there was no other church in the earth. No other church in the earth. It was only Catholic. It was only Catholicism. That is it. Until Martin Luther came along and he separated. And this is where you get the Protestant church from. And then after that, if you don't know the history, that's when everything started to break here and there. And this is where you get Baptist and Methodist and Presbyterian and Lutheran and but all of those people don't even realize that they are Protestant. If you're not a Catholic, then you're a Protestant. I don't care what you call yourself, non-denomination, Baptist, Methodist, Jehovah's Witnesses. Listen, if you're not a Catholic, then you are a Protestant, because those are the only two churches in the earth that there is, either a Protestant or a Catholic. They give a lot of names and Orthodox this and Orthodox Greek and Orthodox this. No, you're either a Catholic or a Protestant, period. There's nothing else. Let's continue on. Verse 7, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee, brothers and sisters. There was no New Testament when Kepha walked the earth, when Paul walked the earth, when Peter walked the earth, when Barnabas walked the earth. They were just sending letters to their brothers and sisters. There was no New Testament. They knew who the rock was. They knew the foundation that they needed to build on. It was no such thing as a church. No such thing. Verse 8. The Most High divided the who? Nations, brothers and sisters. If he wanted to build a church like Catholicism, Catholic, which means universal, why did the Most High divide to the nations? Why did he divide people? It makes no sense. You gonna tell me that all of a sudden now the rock is Peter and he gonna build a church, and that church is Catholicism, which means universal and everybody to come together? When the Most High here, Deuteronomy 32:8, it says when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam all the way back from Genesis. I did a lesson on that the other day when the pastor Fred Price Jr. was on there talking about, oh, let's go all the way back to the garden. Well, let's go back to the garden because he separated right then and there. It says he set the what? Bounds of the people according to the number of the children of who? Israel. Why? In verse 9, for Yahweh's portion is his people, Jacob, is the lot of his what? Inheritance. How you going to supersede and put yourself in there and just say, oh, I'm adopted in. Oh, I'm going to get the promises. Oh, I'm spiritual Israel. Man, you better get up out of here with that. What are you talking about? And people believe this. They really believe it. This is why, brothers and sisters, you have to go back and read from Genesis to Revelation. But always, like I say, before you read, pray, ask for the Most High to open up your understanding through the Rakah, through the Spirit, so he can reveal to you the truth. Because people in this earth are being deceived. This is why they wrote so many times, be not deceived, brothers and sisters. Be not deceived. False prophets, false teachers, false this, false that. Now, people can call me whatever they want to call, but I haven't said nothing out of my mouth that's not shown in the Bible. I didn't read a verse and then give you a whole hour lesson about my opinion about what I feel. That's not what I did. I read to you exactly what it said. Exactly what it said is what is right there in black and white. Now, if you want to try to twist it and make it something else, but like I say, I'm not the only one who feels like this. You've seen the guy on the screen. He's telling you that Christians do this. And he said, this is wrong. This is wrong. That the church oversteps and overrides and supersedes who? Israel. No, never. Are you crazy? It tells you right here that this is what? The Most High Yahweh, he chose who? Israel. That is his portion. Those are his people. And they will receive the inheritance. All the way to the New Testament, James chapter 1 says the same thing. Who are they writing to? It says, James, this is the only begotten son, brother. Who are they writing to? It says, James, the servant of the Most High and of the Adon, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes. That's who we talking to. That's who we talking to, which are scattered abroad. But they want to take this and apply it to themselves. It's not talking to you. It's talking to the 12 tribes who are scattered abroad. Who? The Most High's children. That you have plotted against, made these schemes against, came up with crafty counsel against, and said they will never be a nation again. And now they give us names. First you a nigga, then you a Negro, then you was just an X. You couldn't even sign your name. Now you a what they call you a African American. Now you black. How many times they gonna change your nationality? Why? Because it's not real. Africa is the last name of a white man. America is the last name of an Italian man. So how can you be an African American when both of those are two men? Those are two men. That's not a nationality. You don't find that in the Bible. You don't find Hispanic in the Bible. You don't find Greek in the Bible. Like where did they come up with these terms at? Anyway, you know, I'm just here to bring out the truth, brothers and sisters, and that's all I do. So listen, if you believe that the message was edifying, please share it. I'm just here to tell you that they lying to you. show you in the Bible where they lying to you. So no, the church does not override or they didn't jump in front of Israel. No, that's a lie. They lied to you. And the Most High is the rock. That's who the rock is. If you're going to build something, you build on that foundation with the Most High. They're going to tell you to build on a man. No, you build on the Most High. That's why all of them is what? Pedophile. Let me stop. Anyway, giving praises, honor, glory to the Most High Yahweh, the Ancient of Days, the giver of life, the taker of life, and his only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushai. The water for all those that tuned in and may tune in at a later time. Like I said, if you believe in your heart, mind, and soul that is edifying, please share it with someone, because there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that are being deceived, you know, and we got to stand up and show them that they're being lied to. You know, they may not agree right away, but all we got to do is continue to plant the seed, you know, like it says in the scriptures, you know, one might plant, another one come along and water, but it's the Most High who gives the increase. So we just do what we're supposed to do, you know, and I just wanted to show that they lying to us, you know, as a people, as a whole. Sister Dorothy says, Khan, all praises. She also says, Shalom and Kwam Yasharallah, right? So the water for everybody, join in on the 5th day, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Join us if you're able. Don't forget to hit that like button, to share, subscribe, everything. Hit that bell to be notified. Hey, be safe out there, because I just heard them out there. You know, I know that day is coming. They shooting and everything out here. People going to start getting crazy towards the end of this week. So for all my brothers and sisters out there, be careful, you know, and it's supposed to be, you know, they hyping it up to be a special one, 250 years. We ain't even been free that long. You get what I mean? But they hyping this up to be a, you know, so just be careful out there, brothers and sisters. And she said, I'll be home. I'll be home too. I'm just saying throughout the course of, you know, if you move around through the course of the week, be careful, because they pumping it up really, you know, like I say, they shooting, they popping, they doing all kind of stuff. So be careful out there. Much love to everybody. Shalom, peace and blessings. And like I say, Kwam Yasharallah. And I see you on the next one. I'm going to play that video going out as always. Let me see. Let me find it as always. But same one I played coming in. But I'm going to play this going out, just in case those brothers and sisters that didn't see it, right? Sister Dorothy says, Khan, and Uziah says, peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you, fam. All praises be to the Most High, the water, for being here. Hopefully I'll see you on the 5th day of the week, and enjoy the rest of your day. Shalom.
Coming. Now with hope, now with peace. False prophet talk smooth, but the righteous burn hotter. Let's bring the heat. Did that 2 Peter 5, truth never tired, element melt, world in the pie. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose the lie. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous ride, wicked expire. Oh, yeah. Did that 2 Peter 5. They so.
Remember what those guys in purple were preaching about in 2 Peter? It's happening. What? Send out the men, hurry!
Time. We need to get ready. This is what we trained for. Stay sharp.
World in a pie. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers and fade. Mock the truth but can't escape. They walking after lust and hate. I full of sin, that's their fate. Why does your man suffer, stand tall? We wait on new heaven, new earth that call. Element burns, fall. Prophecy real, no myth at all. Every word revealed by flame. No more shame, no more game. The day of the Lord, judgment reign. Ain't no peace with them that profane. So I move clean, watch and pray. Keep my sword sharp every day. The world pass, but truth gon' stay. He coming back with fire to slay. The day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. The heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Does that 2 Peter 5, truth never die. Elements, world in a pie. He coming back, not sweet but die. Heaven roll back, skies on fire. False teachers talk, we expose a liar. Law in my heart, spirit my wire. The righteous rise, wicked expire. This that 2 Peter 5. Righteous and rain. New heaven, new earth. The wicked had their seed. New heaven, new earth. Now the kingdom burns clean. All praises to the Most High.